Good afternoon, Conquerors. Happy Faith Warrior Wednesday, folks. I come to you to begin with a passage today that's Isaiah 41:13. Let me read that to you. It says, "For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you." And that is a fact, guys. That's the way it is. I've learned through my trials and tribulations that that's exactly what you have to do. You just need to take a break, take a step back, and realize that He is there for you. He wants us to succeed. He doesn't want us to fail. So it's up to us really to take failure and turn it around. Take failure and turn it into a positive thing for you and for all of us. Because we're here, we're meant to take care of each other. We're meant to be a safety net for the world. Lord knows I've seen my fair share of needing a safety net. And that goes back to my story. My wife, I think the last time we left off was I was driving to get I was learning to get my license back. And I skipped it and told you a little bit, but I'm going to back up a little bit and tell you a little bit more. When the day came for me to test again to get my license back, which had suspended because of medical reasons, obviously. They weren't even sure I was going to live, much less be good enough to drive. So they handled that accordingly, which is the right thing for them to do. I don't mind proving myself. Never have, never will. But what happened is they suspended my license, so I went to the DMV to take the test to get it back. And what happened was I took the written test and had to go back and take the actual driving test. I think it's gonna work, but anyway, I passed the written test amazingly well. I think with a 98 or something, and then passed. Then I went to the physical driving test to where they had to do a ride along with him. And this guy was laid back and nice and cool, and I actually forgot I was testing when I was hanging out with the guy. That was just a friend of mine. That's kind of the conversation as to how we had. So it was very interesting and very cool. I mean, I drove probably not very far, but it was whatever the normal driving test route is. I took that, and I mean, I figured I was going just, honestly, my thought process was to go, feel it out, see what you have to do good, kind of do some recon, kind of figure out how things went, and then I was most likely going to fail the first one, which is understandable. Wasn't a big deal to me. And then I could go back and know where everything was, know what I had to do, know how I had to do it, and all that. So I could plan perfectly for what I had to do. So I went into the DMV and talked to the guy. I figured it'd be a 2 to 3 visit process, because I figured I would go and take the written, maybe fail it, maybe not. Might fail the driving test, something like that. But I wanted to recon, figure out what I needed to do in order to make myself better and smarter when the time came. So I went in, passed the written test, first try with no problem, and then I had to go to the driving test, did it right along. So I went to that, and it was not a big deal. It was just driving around with someone monitoring you and seeing how you do. And that went, I thought, pretty well, but it was up to me really to take the feedback that I got and then focus on that going forward so I could actually do something hopefully better the next time. So I got back, we took the driving test, I got back. I mean, I talked to the guy briefly along the way, and I was like, so we got back, and I'm like, so reluctantly asked, how bad was it? How bad did I do? Because my thing is, I don't have expectations through the roof. I just want to eventually do that. So I asked him, and I said, what how bad was it, and what do I need to focus on? And he just looked at me and said, like it was no news at all. Oh, you passed. Let me go get your paperwork for you. And just like that, I got my license back and we're driving again. And from my last video, I told you I got a job shortly after that as a professional driver. I ran a shuttle for car delivery for about 5 years. And then I left and went to a rental car company to where you were picking up cars at the airport, driving them back for the crew to clean them, and then taking clean ones over. So that wasn't a big deal either. That was a no-brainer type situation. And I did great with that. So, I mean, my driving is touched by the grace of God, God's hand. So I can tell you, I do believe this is the truth in any part of life, and that's just you can make it harder. You can create your problems by worrying and by putting too much pressure on yourself. You let darkness come in, and then you have mistakes, and then you have problems because they can see they're cracking the door and they get in. So don't do that. Just relax and understand everything in front of you is there for a reason. It is meant to be there, you know? So all you have to do is focus on doing the right thing His way, and you will be successful. Focus on do what He tells you to do. Pray about it a lot, and He will point you to what you need to work on and what needs to change. No doubt about that. So it's important to be able to see those things and know how to handle them, and just don't panic at all. Just relax and trust God. I mean, those are two words that I formulate my life around now, and that's trust God. So, all right, guys, that's my Faith Warrior Wednesday. We'll get back to you on Faith and Fitness Fridays and see what's going on there. All right, guys, y'all have a good day. Have a good week, and we'll talk again Friday.